She's going to represent her fellow constituents, fellow Americans, and run against Bob Bennett, who is a Republican, supposedly, and Senate. The Tea Parties are working, and we got to keep it working. This isn't something that goes away come 2010. This is something that you got to do the rest of your life. So showing up here and feeling good about yourself, go do it. It's what you do when you go home that's going to count. Now, if you feel good about yourself for being here, you drove, an hour away or 15 minutes away, I don't need you here, to be honest with you, if you're not going to do anything when you go home. Don't sit in your lazy boy, open a beer, open a soda, and watch TV anymore. Get involved. If you can't do it physically by passing out pamphlets or getting with an organization like Go.com or Americans for Prosperity or FairTax.org, there's so many different organizations to get involved with. If you can't do it on the physical, donate your money. Because they need it. They need to be able to go out there and preach about the Constitution, preach about what America means and how we're going to keep America, America. So please, don't just sit here and feel good about yourselves for showing up. You got to do something. Ben Franklin, and real quick, our politicians love to talk about how, I'm sorry, echo in the back is throwing me off. So. Anyways, our politicians love to quote great men. They won't sit there and really talk about how great these men are, why they're great, but they'll take little quotes and try to rope those coattails to greatness. Obama does it quite often. And to be honest with you, I don't really talk about Obama very much. His ideology and mine are different. I imagine his ideology and your guys' are different. But ultimately, we got to hold our anger towards Congress. Obama got in, there ain't nothing we can do about it. But those representatives, your senators, your representatives, that's something you guys have direct control over. And yes, you will have direct control over the president eventually, but it comes down to Congress. That's where we got to make our changes. The government's growing under each administration for I don't know how long. So it's just not the Democrats, it's also the Republicans. They're not the answer. The American people are the answer. We talk about global warming. How do you guys like that? Exactly. We talk about economy as far as the different bailout bills that have come our way. Bush started, and then Obama did another one, and then they talk about doing another one here and there because they're not sure really what's going on. We also talk about education being a problem in this country. We also talk about racism being a problem in this country. I'm here to tell you right now, these are all political tools. The Republicans and Democrats both use them. You want to talk about education for a second? My son, 8th grade, unfortunately he got a B this time around, but he got mostly all A's and 1 B. Now he did that because of me. He didn't do that because of the school systems. He did it because I take an interest in his education. That's an individual responsibility. I'm not sitting here shooting out for the teachers, but quite honestly, it's not their job to make sure our children learn. It's our job to make sure our children learn. Political tools, the global warming, the bailout, the economy, racism, all these things like that, they're political tools that keep us busy fighting each other as opposed to holding them accountable. We got to just turn the drama off. I mean, it's like days of our lives up on the hill. It really is. It's disgusting. These people are on TV more than actors are than rock stars are. I mean, every time you turn around, you see McCain up there, you see, Obama on the TV. I mean, you're always seeing somebody. Pelosi, man, I'm so sick and tired of seeing Pelosi on TV. It's disgusting. Listen, I get off track a little bit, but it goes down to 4 things. Responsibility, accountability, education, and Constitution. Again, real quick, it's our job, our responsibility to hold our politicians accountable for what they do and do not do. We don't need any more experts on the Hill. We just need the American people up there kicking some butt. Third, education. You need to make sure your children are getting educated. The stuff that my son comes home with is so watered down, they barely know who our founding fathers are. And that's disgusting. I mean, the trials and tribulations, the strife that they went through to create this great country, and I mean, our kids barely even learned about it. They learn more about what it's like to be a Muslim than they learn about what our founding fathers went through. I'm here to tell you real quick, this is a Christian country if you didn't know. know that. Last thing I talked about is the Constitution. Quite frankly, it is not a living, breathing document to be changed at any government official's will. It is to be followed to the letter. I'm a dumb plumber, like the media wants to paint me, and I understand it. I don't need a lawyer to interpret it for me. It's black and white. This was written over 200 some odd years ago, and if the guys can't understand it now, they need to go back to school. I understand it. It is not a document to get around. The Tea Parties I put to akin kind of like a church revival. You know, pastor asks you to go spread the word. We're going to have a great revival, Wednesday night. You know, everyone show up. Well, that's what the Tea Parties bring to mind for me. You guys need to go out and talk to your neighbors. I got to do the same thing. My fellow tradesmen are, unfortunately, known for not getting involved in government. They figure their voice won't count. It's like, you know, they're disenchanted with the whole process. I can't blame them as far as being disenchanted, but I can blame them for not getting involved because they can make a difference. Everyone can. And I just happened to get caught on video asking one question, and look where it got me. I tell you what, it's not a lot of fun. It's not a lot of fun being a punching bag in mainstream, but to be honest with you, if it brings my country back to where it needs to be, my God, punch me all day long. But each and every one of you guys can make a difference. You never know when a video camera's going to be on you. You never know when you're going to make a great point. Someone's going to say it somewhere else. I mean, you really can make a difference. And it's up to you guys to do it. So this is not something that can end 2010. This is something that you got to do and promote the rest of your life. You need to be involved in your government so this does not happen again. This is an American movement. It's not a Republican movement. It's not a Democrat movement. This is an American movement. I can't stress that enough. So please, and thank you for showing up. You guys have a great day. Buy the 5,000-Year League. Talk about the 28 principles of our Constitution. I mean, get it, learn it, live it, love it, and then pass it on. It's a great book.